Hello everyone, welcome back to our DSA series. So the question which we'll be solving today is frequency of the most frequent element. So the question is to find the frequency of the most frequent element but with a given condition. For example, let's take so first you can go through the question and you can try to analyze what the question tries to say, and then you can come back here and watch the solution. So let me understand first. Let me tell you first what the question says. So we have given an array. Let's say first take this example 1, 2 and 4, and k is 5. What is k? K is the number of operations which you can perform on this array. Okay, so first leave this k. First let's understand what's the frequency of most frequent element in this array without the condition. So what is the frequency of most frequent element in this array without any condition? It's 1, because 1 has a frequency of 1, 2 has a frequency of 1, and 4 has a frequency of 1. So the frequency of most frequent element is 1, and it can be either of these three. But now I have given a condition that I can perform at most k operation. That means I can increment this number. Remember, only increment. I can only increment my number. I can't decrement. Decreasing is not possible. I can only increase. So I can increase numbers by 5 in total, at max 5. Fine. So let's assume I increase this by 1. So what my array becomes? I increase the first element by 1. So my array becomes 2, 2 and 4. So I have performed one operation in this case, and 1 is less than 5. So yeah, I can perform less than equal to. So now what's the frequency of most frequent element? It is 2, because the frequency of 2 is 2. Fine. Or let's assume I increase this number by 2. So what my array will become? This will become 1, 4 and 4. And how many operations did I perform? I increased 2 by 2, so I performed 2 operations, and 2 is also less than 5, so I can do this. Fine. So now what's the frequency of most frequent element? It's again 2, because 4 is the most frequent element, and how many times it has occurred? It has occurred 2 times. Fine. Now let's assume my initial array was 1, 2, 4. Now let's assume I increase this by 3 and I increase this by 2. What's my new array? It's 4, 4 and 4. And how many total operations I performed? 3 plus 2, 5. So 5 is less than equal to 5, because I can perform at most 5 operations. So now my array has become 4, 4, 4. So now what will be the frequency of most frequent element? It is 3, because 4 has occurred 3 times. So in this case, 3 will be your answer. For example, your output is 3, because after performing k operations on this array, the frequency of most frequent element has become 3. So this is my question. So I have to find the frequency of most frequent element after performing k operations. Fine. So what will be your approach? So our first, so the very first thing which I can do in this is, let's take first this example and let's try to understand. So 1, 4, 8 and 13. Let's take this, and in this case my k is 5 again. Fine. So what I'll do, I'll try to solve this question using sliding window. Why sliding window? Like the very first, before applying sliding window, I'll just sort this array. Now why I'll sort? Let me first tell you why I'll sort. I have, let's say, 1, 4, 8 and 13. Assume I'm standing at any index. Let's say I'm standing at the index of 2, which is 8. Now tell me one thing. Can I do anything on the left? What if I want to convert this 8? What if I want to make this 8 as my most frequent element? What can I do in that case? I will have to make this 8 and this 8. But I can never make this 13 as 8, because I can't decrease my element. So I can only increase. So I can only do operations on my left part of my array. So that's why I'm sorting the array. So sorting ensures that whenever I'm standing at any index, for example in this 8, then I can do operations only on the leftmost part of the array. For example, here and here. Now in this case, if you want to make 8 as your most frequent element, then first take these two elements. I'll increase this by 7, then I'll increase this by 3. So how many operations did I perform? 10. After performing 10 operations, this become 8, 8, 8. So then 8 can, the frequency of 8 will become 3. But can I do this? No, because the number of operations allowed are 5. So this will be my approach. So let's do a dry run first. What I'm trying to tell. Let's first assume my left pointer is here, my right pointer is here. Fine. I have initially my sum variable, which will start from here. Fine. Now sum will initially 1. Fine. Now to make 1 as my most frequent element, is it possible? First tell me, is it possible to make 1 as my most frequent element? How will I make 1 as my most frequent element? I will change all the elements to the left of 1 to 1, right? But in this case, there is no element on the 1, so 1 is already my most frequent element. So let's say I have one length variable, so length is 1. Fine, so 1 is already, so yeah, I can make 1. Now let's move my right pointer to here. Now my right pointer is here. Fine. Now here is the catch. To make 4 as my most frequent element, I have to convert all the elements on the left to 4. Can I do this? Let's assume, let's understand, can I do this? What is my sum till here? It's 5. Fine. And I can perform at most 5 operations. See, my sum till this index is 5, and I can perform at most 5 operations. So what can be my max sum till this index? It can be 10. It can be 10, right? Because my sum till here is 5, and at most I can perform 5 operations. So my max sum allowed till this index is 10. So, and what if I want to make 4 as my most frequent element? What is the sum which I need? It is 4 into what is the length of your window as of now? It's 2. So 8. Because if you make this 4, so your total sum will be 8. And my allowed sum is 10. So 8 is less than 10. Which means less than equal to. Yes, this is allowed. So I can take this window. So my length will increase to 2. Now again my right will move here. Fine. Let's again write it here. 1, 4, 8 and 13. My right is here. My left is here. My sum as of now is 8 plus 4 plus 1, 13. Now what is the maximum sum allowed? 13 plus 5 operations, which will be 18. So 18 is allowed. So for this window, at max I can have 18 sum. But what is the uh, total sum which I need to make 8 as my most frequent element, which will be 8 plus 8 plus 8. So it will be 24. But my allowed sum is 18. So no, this can't be my subarray. So in that case, what will I do? I'll just move my left. So my left is here now. Now I have this window. So to make 8 as my most frequent element, what's the sum I need now? Which is 8 into 2, 16. And what's the possible sum? It's 8 plus 4 plus 5, which is 13. Sorry, 8 plus 4, 12 plus 5, it is 17. So allowed sum is 17 and I have 16. So yeah, this can be my subarray. This is possible. Fine. So I'll move my right. My length is as of now 2. In this case, it will not be updated because it's already 2. Now my right is here. So this is my window now. So my window is now 4, 8 and 13, right? Now what's the sum I need to make 13 as my most frequent element from left to right? Left is here, right is here. It's 3 into 13, which is 39. So I need 39. But can I make this 39? Let's see. 13 plus, what is the initial sum till this index? 13 plus 8 plus 4, which is 12 plus 25. Plus I can perform at most 5 operations, which is 30. So at max I can make this 30, but needed sum is 39. So no, I can't take this window. So my left will move here. So my left is here now, right is here. Now can I make this as my window? Is this my possible answer? What's the sum needed? 13. Like what's the max sum you can make to make this window as my answer? It's 26. But can I make 26? Let's see. 13 plus 8, it is 21, plus 5 is 26. So yeah, I can take this window. I can take. So this can also be a possible answer. But my answer length is 2. I want the max length. So it's 2. 2 is not greater than 2. So my length will not be updated. So this is how I'll solve it. So let's look at the code, what's happening in the code. So what I did, I initialized my left pointer at 0, right at 0. First I sorted the array because this is possible only in sorting. Now why this is possible only in sorting? Because sorting ensures, for example, I have this array, this is sorted. Sorting ensures that if I'm sending at any index, I can only alter the left part of the array, and that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Fine. So initially my left is 0, right is 0, n is this, and answer is 0. Fine. Initialize sum initially as 0. I took this long because it can go out of bound. Fine. So while my right is less than n, why right? Because I am running my loop until my right goes out of bound. For example, here my right is here, and once my right goes out of the bound, my loop will stop. Fine. So initially I added my nums of right. Like initially I'm just taking the sum, because for example, first I took 1, then I took 4, then I take 13. So initially I'm just adding it by sum. And what I did, this while loop, let's understand what this while loop does. While sum plus k, what is the sum? For example, I have 1, 4, 8 and 13. Right, my right is here, my left is here, let's say. What is sum plus k? 8 plus 4, 12, 12 plus 1, 13, 13 plus 5 is 18. 18 is greater, sorry, 18 is smaller than 24. Fine. 18 is smaller than this. Nums of r in, now what is this? Nums of r is 8 into, this is the length, this is just the length, left minus right minus left plus 1. So nums of r is 8, 8 into 3 is 24. So this can't be my window. So I'm just reducing my window until this sum is less. Until this 18 is less than 24, like until my current sum plus is less than 24, I'm just reducing the window from the left. And that's what I did in this case. I just moved my left because this window can't be my answer. I just moved my left. So in the next case, my left is I reduced from my sum, like I reduced 1 from my sum because now my sum is just 4 plus 8, and I also incremented my left. So my left is now here, sum has become 12. Now again this while loop will execute sum plus k. Now what is the sum plus k? Sum plus k is 4 plus 8, 12 plus k, which is 5. So it will be 17. So sum plus k is 17. So is 17 less than, what's the needed sum now? What's the max sum now? Like, sorry, what's the needed sum to make 8 as frequent, most frequent element? It's 8 into 2, because now you have just this window. So 8, which is nums of r, into the window, 16. It's 16. And is my 17 less than 16? No. So this while loop will not execute now. So this will stop. So my left is here and right is here. So at this moment my loop will stop. Fine. And once I've done this, I'll just keep updating my answer. And what is my answer will be max of answer comma right minus left plus 1. Why right minus left plus 1? Because right is here, let's say, left is here. So right is at 2 minus 1 equal to 1 plus 1, 2. So this is how I calculate the, if I am given indices, this is how I calculate the length. So this how, here I'm just calculating the length, and I'm just taking maximum of current answer and the length. And in the end, before moving forward, I'm just increasing my r. So, and in the end I'm returning answer. So this will give me my answer. If I run this, this should give me my answer. Fine. So it's just a normal sliding window question, nothing else. It's just a twisted sliding window question. You have to just think that how can you like make this a sliding window question. So this is simple sliding window because you want to find the max length. That's it, nothing else. Fine, with at most k operations. And this is like the solution. This will be accepted. But if you want to optimize, you can still optimize it. Instead of writing this while, I can just write here if, because why this if can also work, because I just want the length. Once, for example, I'm at 1, 4, 8 and 13. So I got my length 2. My left is here, right is here. Now I got my length 2. So I want to keep incrementing my left until it becomes like until it like satisfies my condition. There is no need because I've already got the length 2. So I don't need to check for length 1, length 2. I will always check for length 3 now. So rather than, so I'll just once increment my length, like my length is here, left is here, sorry. So left will be here and right is here. Simple. So I'm just maintaining a minimum length of 2 every time. So there is no need to check for it again because I want the length. So here this if condition can also work. So if I run this code, this can also work. Fine. And if I submit this, this should work. Yeah. So this was it. This was a pretty, I guess I can say, a medium leveled sliding window question. That's it. So if you like the video, please subscribe to our channel and I'll meet you in the next video. Thank you.